Okay, welcome back to the latest episode of Politics and Movies. We got another horror movie for you because it's still spooky season, and this one is going to be the 1999 Japanese horror film Audition, directed by Takashi Miike and written by Daisuke Tengan. It's an adaptation of Ryu Murakami's 1997 novel of the same name, and it stars Ryu Ishibashi and I'm not.
Be kind to
I
people.
don't.
He's trying his best.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best. Ihai Shina, something like that. I made an attempt. And anyway, this is a horror movie about a guy that he's like a successful like guy in movies that's like what is he? He's like a producer, something like that. That
Yeah, this is it's a like sort of spin-off sequel to The Producers. A
the
lot of the
producer
same themes and most of the same actors, I think.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw Gene Wilder get his toe cut off.
I came everywhere. Very messy. Should have got my tarp out.
Yeah. Oh, anyway, yeah, this is about Audition, and it's a classic. And what do you have to say about it, GS, before we get really the ball rolling? Do you have any opening thoughts, opening prayers?
Well, I went into this movie not knowing that it was a horror movie or that it, as I understand, single-handedly started the torture porn genre. So I thought it was just, some sort of low-key, maybe even a rom-com thing for like the first half. But of course, if you see breasts in a Japanese movie, you know something sinister is going to happen because they don't let you get away with that unpunished.
Oh, absolutely. And I think there is something to that.
And boy, as the audience, you certainly are punished for watching this movie.
Yeah, like I knew about its reputation, but I hadn't seen it before. I kind of knew the direction it was headed in, but I didn't know the details. And I mean, it sort of gives away the ending on the poster to an extent.
I had not seen the poster.
Uh,
I
yeah,
didn't know that the rating of the movie. I did not know. Well, I certainly know a lot more now. I have
yeah.
buried the things of my childhood and become a man.
You've been blessed with terrible knowledge.
As they say in the land of the rising sun, kitty, 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 kitty. So
Yeah.
just as the heroine of the film instructs, let's go deeper, deeper, deeper.
Yes, let's go deeper. Political readings. What do you think? I know you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. I think I know what you're gonna say. I could be
Put
wrong.
words in my mouth, Daddy, and then take them
No,
back out again.
not this time. What do you have to say for yourself? You do it.
All right, I'll do it. I'll do the fingering. Um, Gosh. Well, there's a lot of themes, and there's a lot of like gender role and gender dynamics and stuff like that. But
Sure.
I don't know. How does this relate to society? Like, I've seen a few people who say, "Oh, I wish she, cut his other foot off too." Like, oh, she's a girl boss, like slay queen, get her done. And to these people, I recommend a good therapist or seven. Um,
Well, it gets
I
into
don't
that
know.
psychological.
He's a good father. Like he's a decent guy. Like he's maybe a bit old fashioned. It's important to remember that Japan is an old fashioned place, and this movie at the time would have been more shocking than it was now to a Western audience, and that was I would say quite adequately shocking. Um,
Yeah.
So this character that you're probably supposed to relate to, in that he wants, a demure, finishing school type, well-bred, generally comely sort of young lady who can, do stuff around the house. Like it's it was a different time.
Yeah, yeah, that's why
So
that I could see that.
judging him on, the only social context that he had, the character, it's like, yeah, he was a perfectly normal, fine guy, and he wasn't like a. I think the dream sequence was maybe suggesting that. Okay, here's one thing that's important to clear up. After he first, starts falling unconscious after he's been drugged, in the dream sequence we see like every other female character from throughout the movie having, a little erotic episode with him. And are we to infer that all of those happened in real life? Because the secretary was sort of set up, and
Yeah.
that was actually finally we were getting to find out what the thing was with her. But with regard to the rest of them, like his son's friend, and gosh, who else? I can't remember. But do you think those were all real, or what were the other ones just sort of?
No, I think that was a fake out, and it was a really effective one too. I was like, "Oh shit, is this what's happening now?" And of course not. I think it was just a really effective fake out.
Well, no, but had those things happened like
I don't think
previously, and he's
so.
just sort of revisiting them in a montage.
I feel like the way the movie is framed, if those had happened, we would have seen them as they were happening. I think that's really just like in his imagination, and also in of course in the girl's imagination, of course.
Okay,
And
but the
that's like
secretary did actually happen. It makes sense that would be the explanation for that. So it's just a little muddling if all the other ones are imaginary.
wait, did he actually have an affair with the secretary?
Well, that's the only explanation for you know why the secretary acts a bit weird around him, and why that's in the movie that she acts a bit weird around him. So there's the setup, and then there's the payoff. So
Yeah.
if none of the rest of the encounters actually did happen, then why are they there with the one that presumably did?
Yeah, it's funny. That's not the reading I got at all. I saw her presented as a an alternative love interest, mostly the one that he was sort of like unrequited, and he was completely oblivious to it. But I guess that was just my reading.
Who
But
to whom was it unrequited? Because she was getting married. Like, did
yeah,
she?
no, I mean, like, she was interested in him to an extent, and, like, she was, like, wanting him to pursue her to an extent. Like, I don't know, yeah, yeah, like, she was getting married to another dude, but, like, maybe there was something there. I don't know. It
Oh,
was
and
just a
that
thought.
marriage was like her second choice, and she wanted him to be interested, but he was just
Exactly, yeah, I
practically
that's
asexual, based Japanese man, average salary man.
Alright, so what do you make of the fact that, this was sort of, like, the only thing I could, interpret him as doing that is even remotely nefarious is, like, setting up this fake audition,
Well, it
which,
was his
like,
friend's idea, and he felt kind of gross about it, and it was
yeah,
just sort of other people's, vicarious motivations that led him down that particular chain of events. So he didn't say no, but I was just following orders. My son
yeah,
told me I
well, I
should
mean
fuck, so what choice did I have?
and it's funny because to me, he's, like Okay, so here's an interesting thought. He in when he's describing his ideal woman to his friend, it sounds like he's describing someone that's like uh, pretty much on the same level as him in terms of like power dynamics. And then the friend like sets up an audition for like these young, like early 20s, late teens girls that are extremely at a different level than him in terms of power dynamics. And like extremely there's definitely a power imbalance there because he's going to be the one that's pretty much in control, at least superficially, right? So I feel
Well,
like
I,
is
just because he makes the
I think
money.
it, well, maybe, yeah. I'd say yeah, because he's all these because it's not a real audition, right? Because there's not a real project that falls through. Maybe there was like maybe, oh, this could have been a thing, but it ends up falling through anyway. So the person he ends up dating, regardless, is going to end up being an out of work actress in her early 20s that has like no um income of her own and is
But
completely
she has
reliant on
to
him.
say yes. She has to respond positively to his advances. Like that is kind of how marriage works, right? You have to say yes because he said he doesn't want an arranged marriage. That's not his style.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the implication is that that she's going to be at a disadvantage no matter who he chooses. Um, And I think, like, that's the only kinda scummy thing that he does, and he
Well,
even
will
it's
she
not really his
consider
fault.
herself to be at a disadvantage? Is there anything wrong with being, the younger person in a relationship or with being the, less employed person in a relationship?
I mean, it depends on your perspective, I guess. I mean, it sucked for me in the past, when I was the less employed one in a relationship, because it felt like I had none of the power. The decisions were I could make suggestions, but at the end of the day, the decisions weren't mine. So, it does kinda suck.
Yeah, but then you don't have to make the decisions. That's amazing.
I mean, some of the times that's nice, but all the time, like sometimes you want to be able to say, "Hey, I want to do it this way," you know?
Well, get used to not doing that. It's a interesting lesson in humility.
I guess.
Denying your natural masculine urge to conquer and command is, uh, good for the character. There's a
Sure,
muscle
I
you
guess.
have to work out.
Well, in my case, it was a temporary phase. Like imagine though that you're marrying into this situation and it's going to be the rest of your life. That might not be the best psychologically for some people. And especially someone who's psychologically is already pretty fraught and is maiming people that have wronged her in the past. Um, and in that vein, though, let's talk about her. What's her name again? Asami. Let's talk about Asami. What do you make of the fact that like she was abused as a child, and then she ends up being an abuser as an adult? Is there a reading there, or is it just like
Well,
a bad.
what goes around is all around, as they say.
I mean, yeah, but like you could argue.
Well, if you know, her experience of love has been defined by pain, and that's, very much informs her worldview, the lens through which she perceives everything. But to be honest, her motive for, trying to kill our hero, our Siegfried, um, is not entirely clear to me, other than that, oh, something fucked up happens to someone, so they're just crazy now and they do bad shit. It's like,
I think um I think the implication was that like he didn't call her for a period of time, and then she gets to the house and sees the picture of his dead wife and assumes that he's been like sleeping around or something. And so she goes crazy and decides to, like torture him and his family and kill the dog and all that. Does the dog die.com? This is probably on
yes.
that.
Well, she does say that she wants him to love only her,
Yeah,
but she doesn't have the emotional intelligence to understand that there are, multiple different kinds of love. You know,
yeah,
it's like love for the homies, where you kiss them goodnight and tuck them in, and then there's, love for your country, where you kiss them goodnight and tuck them in. And there's
yeah.
love for Jesus, where you kiss your Jesus plushie goodnight and tuck him in.
Fleshy good night for my sleep time, Jesus.
He's starting to get a little crusty. Remember, folks, keep your Jesus clean.
Yeah, wash off his smegma.
Don't let the stigmata juice get built up. Otherwise, the dog will just use it as a chew toy. Anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah, and I wish a Samuel would use me as a chew toy.
God. So, I think another interesting thing is the fact that obviously they don't really check any of her references with any scrutiny. Is there anything to be made of that? Like, is
Well,
that like a,
I don't think it's necessarily the fact that she's just young or female or vulnerable or whatever. I think it's that they don't think that anybody is likely to. Nobody thinks it'll happen to them, right? They don't expect that there will be any trouble. So why and why would they? To be fair, like it's such an outcome is not especially plausible, and the film is very grounded and realistic up until then. So I mean that is true. Stranger danger is wise to observe even as an adult. But
yeah, I mean, nobody expects
Spanish
the worst
Inquisition,
of
shut
blood.
the fuck up.
What?
The Spanish Inquisition, never
Yeah.
mind.
Okay. No, okay. Nobody ex Yeah, we gotta throw in a Monty Python reference into a discussion on a fucking Japanese horror movie. It's important. It's for posterity.
The kids won't get it, but maybe some of the grandparents listening will.
Yeah.
Do you think Asami would like Huey Lewis in the news? What do you think her
Probably.
favorite Genesis album would be?
She isn't shown to have any interests, so I would I, I'm not sure that she would is she into music? That's a question for the movie, for the filmmakers. We don't know.
Okay, gang, for this week's contest, submit the playlist that you think best represents the killer, and the winner gets low res dick pic.
Of you?
Well, I didn't say of whom.
Yeah. It's
It's AI generated.
it's Zach Hills. That's a
It's out
somebody.
there.
Yeah, it is out there.
Sort of like an audition reference. No love.
Yeah. No
Is,
love,
is she
deep wound.
capable of love, even in whatever twisted way she experiences it? Are any of us really? I think that says a lot about society.
Well, I guess they have sex, so she's at least capable of physical love, but
That's not that. Well, that's okay. Okay,
I
fine.
mean, maybe not on she's definitely got some issues. I'm not going to say she doesn't, obviously. Uh, I think she needs a lot of help. She needs a very good psychotherapist,
Yeah,
and
I think she just needs to reincarnate. I think that's the only help she's getting.
she
Just a
needs to get
full
kicked
do
down the
over.
stairs.
What was that spree that she came after the sun with anyway? Was that like mace or something?
I don't know. Leandra asked the same thing, and I thought it was mace. I'm not sure
That's the
because
only
like
thing that makes sense, but it didn't look like mace.
yeah,
It
and
looked
she
like
like
perfume
sprays
or something.
it.
Like she is crazy, so who knows?
Yeah, yeah, like really, who knows?
Yeah, that son was such a weenie though. Like as emasculated as his dad. Oh, I only like pretty girls. Okay, fucking die. You know, to be honest, all the women we see in the movie, I kept thinking, oh, is the dad gonna like bang that one? Is he gonna bang that one? Like with the secretary, with the girl the son brings home, um, except with the housekeeper, like the main character. Back when I thought it was still gonna be a rom com, the first time we see her, the dad just sort of nonchalantly interacts with her, but it seems like they have a like good dynamic. And I thought it was going to be like an example of the sort of functional domestic harmony that he, could have and perhaps should have if he wasn't looking for, his dream girl, who has all these caricature like qualities. Like he's not looking for an actual human person. He's just looking for, you know, the robot that
Yeah,
can play a little piano, sing a little, um, has uh, tight little ass for
got it.
him and him alone.
Yeah, I think it's funny because it seemed like his son actually had a healthy relationship with his girlfriend or what from what we
His
see anyway.
friend,
His
his female
friend, yeah.
friend. No, he wasn't into her like that. You know, she
They
wasn't
weren't in
pretty
love.
enough. And that to be honest, that is one thing that really threw me. That Asami was, presumably supposed to be considered like quite attractive. I thought she looked kind of funny and had like weird fish lips, but maybe that's just me.
I thought she was attractive.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Okay. Well, you do you.
Do I have to? My own clone. Now,
I
Nighthawks will be virgins.
Oh, that's yeah, I mean, um,
You should have
I
just
don't have a
fucked
ton
his
of
son. They had a good relationship. It would have been healthy and heartwarming.
yeah.
Hey,
I
liberals,
honestly
what's
don't have
wrong
a
with
ton of
fucking your
relation
son?
yeah. I this could have been that kind of horror movie. It wasn't though.
What's so horrific about that? It's love. Don't you like love? Open your heart. Open your asshole. It's
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
come pouring in. That's right. Jesus Christ is
All right.
gonna come pouring in.
Our first X-rated episode.
Yum.
All right. Do you have any other thoughts?
I thought it was a bit lame how young girl doing ballet becomes about sexual abuse. Because, like, can we put the trope to rest, please? It's just it's too done. It's over.
Well, the movie is a quarter of a century old, so
You shut the fuck up.
yeah, we don't talk about the passage of time.
Came out the same year as my
The Matrix.
was it 99 or 98?
It was 99.
No, it came out a whole year after Half Life. Same year as The Matrix. And it came out
Yeah.
pre 9/11. That's really the. You couldn't have made this movie after 9/11. It's too political.
Sometime.
Is this movie scary or is it just horrifying?
Well, yeah, I would say it's unsettling. I wouldn't say scary per se.
Yeah, I think a lot of people find the shot of when she's sitting in her apartment, and the phone rings and it just keeps ringing and she doesn't look up. Like, based on that shot, I thought, oh, this movie is maybe going to be like real B movie schlock. But apparently, a lot of people found that shot very, very disquieting and unsettling.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. It was like, "Oh my god, what is wrong with her? What are we gonna find out?" And yeah, it definitely set up expectations that I think, paid off pretty well.
Brad Pitt screaming, "What's in the bag?" It's the J.J. Abrams mystery bag. What's
Yeah.
inside? Horribly disfigured puppy boy.
That was your favorite part of the movie?
It's the ending Lost deserved.
Yeah, better than the heaven scene, god.
Smoke a monster.
Jesus.
Hey, I've refrained from the cartoon racism so far. You know, every
Yeah.
man has his breaking point.
Eventually, we've all got a cave.
Yeah, Daddy finally found mine.
Yeah, so, I liked this movie, though, overall, did you?
Oh yeah, I thought it was quite good. Especially with how it does play with the themes of someone looking for a traditional relationship, something very conventional. You know, it would be to his understanding. Now, it might seem hopelessly trite or misogynistic or out of touch, or any number of other things, but when the movie was made to the audience, it would have seemed like he was just like an old-fashioned, very traditional guy, and that would not be, something to even consider holding against someone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not very, open-minded or liberal or whatever about, oh, women should be empowered and think for themselves and do whatever. Like he's not looking for a feisty, you know, independent thinker. And not everyone wants to be an independent thinker. Like heaven knows that I sure don't. If I can find a nice middle-aged Japanese salaryman to take me home, then I'm all yours, senpai.
And I mean, yeah, to your point though, yeah, I think it is fair that like maybe he didn't feel comfortable just like waiting for someone to come around or meet someone at a bar or whatever, because that just wasn't his scene and he's looking for something, but he doesn't know how to do it. So his friend gives him this suggestion, which ends up going horribly wrong, but like
So really, we're sleeping on the actual theme of the movie, which is getting arranged marriage because both parties are vetted. You know who you're getting in bed with, literally.
I don't know. It could be argued that you really don't know your partner until you're living together. So even if, someone says, "Oh, they're fine, they're good, they're great. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the skeletons."
I vouch for the Thrussie.
So the real moral here is,
You'll never really know anyone at all. Existential isolation is total and incurable.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Reproduce anyway. Satisfy your lizard brain.
Yeah, or don't. It's your choice.
Yeah, it's pretty unethical to reproduce, honestly.
Yeah, these
Inflicting
days.
existence on someone against their will, you know.
Yeah,
Talk about a lack of informed consent. Jesus.
yeah, especially when we're getting all these Category 5 hurricanes.
In bed.
They call this move the reverse twister.
I reverse barely know her.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I feel like we fucked around the most on this one.
It's because there are no politics in this or any other movie.
It's politics, we just already discussed them, you know.
What were the politics? I missed them.
I don't know, just like uh
I don't know what politics are. I'm realizing that more and more.
okay. You want me to pull up the I'll pull up the definition of politics. Why not? I'm being saucy.
Gentle listener, you may have cottoned on at this point to the fact that all I have to offer is sophomore humor and references to bodily functions. Please don't hold it against me unless it's a nice chest.
Politics, from the ancient Greek politika, affairs of the cities, is a set of activities that are associated with making decisions in groups or other forms of power relations among individuals, such as the distribution of status or resources. I feel like, yeah, this movie definitely had that. I feel like there were definitely, at the very least, social relations were a big part of this, and the politics of like companionship and friendship were definitely big themes in this, and power dynamics, which I suggested before. So I'd say that those were themes that were in the movie. Yeah.
And resources. He who controls the pussy controls the universe. The cum must flow.
So you're saying that women are the most powerful because they control their own pussies?
If they do, then yes, because, you know, they control the reproduction. We're nothing without eggs. Can't make any omelets at all.
Yeah. Oh my God, this episode is unhinged. All right.
It's unfit for air.
We're
This
getting
this will
there.
never make it to the BBC circa 1970s.
Yeah. You said the word "come" too many times.
You know, it is funny that given the themes of sexual relations and power dynamics, that she doesn't, you know, genitally mutilate him. Like that would have
Yeah,
been such an obvious move. I think. Like,
well,
why do
maybe
you
that's why
think
they
she didn't? Is it because she's like underdeveloped and still essentially a child in some ways?
maybe so. Yeah, that's a good reading, I think.
And yet, when she is torturing him in his home at the end, she does like straddle him in a pseudo sexual way.
Yeah.
But is
Yeah,
that just a
yeah.
matter of convenience? Like, are we supposed to read that into it or not? I think that's an interesting question.
I think we as the audience are supposed to read that into it, but she as the character does not, like, interpret it that way. I that's what I gathered anyway while it was happening.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. And that's a really interesting, you know, theme thing to do.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
character
so
is well written for being, you know, criminally insane. The way she throws the foot at the window, which apparently does make some viewers laugh. But I
huh,
thought it was just so wonderfully nonchalant. Like the foot is just an object now and is
yeah.
entirely inconsequential to her, you know, what she's up to.
Yeah, I didn't laugh. I thought it was horrifying. I thought she was, like, gleefully like, "Haha, your limbs are no longer part of you. I'm gonna fucking give him a toss."
And the fact that the prosthetics in this movie were so good is what really sold it. It's funny. Early in the movie, I thought the foley and the foley mixing was just absolute dog shit. Like it was funny because the rest of it was like so well written and acted and shot, and then the foley is just, you know, not on the same level. But then later during the horror sequence, somehow that works to its advantage. The surreal nature of it gets under the skin a little more effectively somehow.
Yeah.
You know, because it does leave a certain amount of the imagination.
Yeah, yeah, I would tend to agree. I thought it was really well developed over the course of the film, and yeah, I really appreciated this movie. I'm glad we watched
Yeah, I am glad that I saw it, but on God, I cannot recommend this film to anybody I know.
it. Yeah, I mean, if you're already curious, go ahead and check it out if you dare.
Oh, absolutely. It is a good movie. Definitely.
Yeah, and I would argue it's probably the best of the torture porn movies by
Well,
a
because
wide
it's not
margin.
just that. It's,
Yeah,
you know, it's a real movie.
yeah,
It, it does ask you if you want to play a game, but it takes you out to dinner first, you know.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
You know, it's got all the foreplay before it gets its little needles under your eyes.
Oh my God.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Here,
Yeah.
kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, she's more of a cat person. That's why she kills the dog.
Yeah, she's literally a cat person, like an unhinged sociopath who is not domesticated at all. Just kills everything.
Yeah, she
We should
loves
watch
to.
Cat People, and then we should watch Cat People.
Yeah. Wait, I've got a reading. What if she cuts off people's feet? Because she's done this multiple times. What if she cuts off people's feet because she was a trained ballerina and she values like feet above most of the other limbs?
Evil Tarantino be like,
Yeah. Anyway, that was the thought I just had. I thought I'd share
our feet our resource.
it. Well, and to be fair, she also says, as she's cutting off his feet, "Oh, you can't leave without your feet." So, I guess that's a more literal reading. She just doesn't want him to leave, so she cuts off his feet first.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, evil Tarantino.
Does she actually kill her old ballet instructor?
I'm not sure. She does that in the flashback, right? Or not the
Yeah.
flashback, but
In the freak out.
yeah. It's like it's also been a couple days since I saw it, but I think so. I think she kills him. Yeah,
Well,
I
why
want to
did
say
she take so long to get around to it?
maybe she just wanted him to suffer, like the way he was for a while, or maybe she had to work up to it. Like it was a form of escalation for her. In the parlance of studying killers and unhinged people in that regard.
Yeah, I guess she does sort of have a patient, methodical quality, you know, sitting by the phone
Yeah,
for who knows how long,
right.
and isn't, you know, needing to take her revenge right away. You know, she doesn't immediately set out on a road trip to kill Bill.
Yeah. She's very deliberate and very methodical, and yeah, I think that's interesting.
Yeah, she'll just fuck up your feet and leave you hungry for more.
Yeah.
I'm so very hungry. I would like a nice, tasty meal, ma'am. Meal, please, mommy.
All right. Uh, are you actually hungry?
No, I'm full of McDicks.
Okay.
But I mean, if you were gonna, you know, get something, then
Yeah, I'll bring it to you. I'll mail it to you.
fax me a number 9 large.
All right. All right. This was our episode on Audition, 1999, Japanese horror film directed by Takashi Miike. And yeah, I had a good time. Remember to always incapacitate your victims before you start dismembering them.
Remember to do the background check.
Yeah, that's the most important thing.
Remember to check for breeding. Is she chipped?
Jesus Christ.